When your business scales, it doesn't mean your problems disappear. It just means you get a new set of different problems. Because at first, when you're just simply trying to get your gears in order, it just means you're building your business so that you can get sustainable, consistent income coming in, just simply so you don't have to worry about your bank account. It means that you need to get your leads in order, and you're building a sales process to streamline everything and how your business engages with prospects. So once the money starts consistently flowing in, you just assume that things are going to be peachy keen, right? Well, not usually, because the next problem that we get stuck in is now that you've created a monster, it's going to be requiring you to work all the time. And I kind of bet that that's where you are right now. You're probably thinking, how the heck do I remove myself from this? And how do I just get some hours back into my day? And it's simply just things like, never mind vacations and all those bigger things you've got on your mind. You simply just want to be able to clock out at the end of the day, go home to your family, and not have to think about business for a few hours while you can enjoy that time being present with your family. Except that it might feel a little impossible right now because your business is like a ball and chain that's strapped around your ankle that you just can't get rid of. And your business is just not a business. It kind of feels like a prison. So freedom is the next problem you have to solve. And we attack that with our CEO Freedom Ladder. If you're new to the channel, my name is Taryn, and I've worked with hundreds of small service-based business owners around the world to help them bring freedom of money, time, and mental space back into their business. I felt this freedom trap early in my entrepreneurial journey, and it suffocated me for more years than I care to admit. When I first started my gym as a 20-year-old, I was doing everything just because I didn't think anybody could do it better than me. So I just did everything because it was easier that way. I did the marketing, the sales, admin work, the coaching, the programming, planning, and everything in between all of that. I opened the doors in the morning and I was there to shut them at night, and I just might as well have slept there for that being. And as the business started to gain a little bit of traction and we made some basic hires, I felt myself locked into roles that I just couldn't get myself out of because I had simply just built dependency into my business. It couldn't grow or operate without me being the nucleus of every operational decision that had to be made. And this made it relatively impossible for me to step away because the business just needed me to be there. So even though I might have been on vacation, I was still strapped to my phone, and holy crow, does that get exhausting. But once I learned how to install the Freedom Ladder, which I'm going to teach you in this video, and staff feedback loops, which I'm going to teach you in the next video, that's when I started to really gain control of the business and gain control of my time. And that's where the real fun began, because now I could explore this newfound freedom that I had worked so hard to grow my business to provide for me. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the CEO Freedom Ladder, and we're going to help identify where your best opportunities exist to leverage your time. I'm going to walk you through a simple way to offload those tasks that aren't worth your time as a CEO, and how to set yourself up for success in conjunction with the last video in this mini series so that your business doesn't have to depend on you. And if you want more details and the done for you systems to install this in your business, you can always DM me on Instagram, the number 99, and I'll know exactly what it is that you're looking for inside our CEO Clubhouse. So let's dig into how to get your time back. Now, I know that time is something that is weighing heavily on your mind. It's usually one of the main reasons that we create our small business in the first place. You have this onus of freedom that you might not have had in a previous job, and you figured that by opening your own business, you wanted full control over your money and your time. Except that it didn't turn out to be quite like that, did it? And once you realize that your business was actually holding you hostage, the thought of making hires or offloading tasks to other team members or VAs really makes you feel hesitant, because maybe you had a bad experience doing it before, or a bad hire just left a really bad taste in your mouth. Or maybe it's because you always found yourself saying things like, they should just know, or why can't they just XYZ? Or I know that you've said, I can just do it faster, it's easier if I just do it myself. Yep, those are scars that we all carry, and usually it's reasons like this that small business owners get trapped in the very own jungle that they've created, and that's keeping them hostage. So how do we fix that? Well, inside my CEO Clubhouse, we teach a concept called the CEO Freedom Ladder. It's a system designed to help you identify where your time is being spent currently, putting a monetary price tag on every task that you're doing, and helping you identify ROI if you're spending your time in the right places within your business. The biggest problem I see when it comes to time in small business owners is that you're often the technician of your craft. It's the whole reason you started your business in the first place, because you love what you do and you're good at it. So you corner yourself into the delivery of your service because you are great at it, you enjoy it, and nobody can do it better than you, right? I know you've said that. I said it too. Except that it's usually one of the lowest valued tasks that you as the CEO can be spending your time on. Now, it's not to say that you shouldn't be doing those things, but rather you should grant yourself the choice to do those things. And right now, if you're struggling with time, it's not by choice that you're stuck there. So the CEO Freedom Ladder works like this. The first thing I want you to do is you're going to grab a piece of paper. You're going to complete this task over the next couple of days. It is going to take some time. This is the only downside to this, but it's worth it in the end. I promise. I want you to pull out your calendar and you're going to start writing down all the things that you do in a single day. Every single thing. Be as detailed and meticulous as possible. You worked on your accounting. You actually delivered your service. You sent some emails. You followed up with leads. You sent check-in messages to your clients, or maybe you paid your bills. Every single little detail needs to go on that piece of paper. Now, bear with me. This task is going to feel incredibly tedious, but if you want to get your time back, it's a necessary step. So weigh your desires versus how annoyed you might feel right now, and you just need to do the work and complete the task. So once you have that full column populated of all the things that you're doing inside your business, on the next column, I want two things. I want how much time per day it's spending you, or per week that you're spending doing that task, and how much the going rate would be to pay somebody to do that task. And you might not know the exact number to allocate to it, but just use your best guess here. It really doesn't need to be perfect. This is a really powerful exercise because when you can figure out how much time you're spending on all the tasks that you're doing, it can be incredibly eye-opening. It's sobering. The first time that I ever did this, I realized that I was making $4 an hour. And when I did all the math on the time that I was putting in and the amount of money that I was bringing home, which wasn't a lot, that was embarrassing. I actually said to myself that I might as well go get a job at McDonald's, because that was extremely motivating for me to see, to make the necessary change in my businesses to shift that scenario around. I was embarrassed. I felt like I had failed. $4 an hour. Once you have everything itemized out with time and money next to it, it's time to figure out where the opportunities lay. Depending on what kind of business you run, you're going to find obvious places where it makes sense to find somebody to do those tasks. Things like cleaning. If you have a brick and mortar business and your business needs to be cleaned every night or a couple times a week, this one's a no-brainer, because if you as a CEO are the one cleaning the bathrooms in your business, you're the one doing the after hours cleaning, the one who's coming in on the weekends, that's a super low value task for you as the CEO to be doing, no matter how big or small your business is. So this is something that I want you to hire out right away. For others, it might be stuff like doing admin work or bookkeeping or accounting. Essential hires like that can make a world of difference in just getting some hours back into your life, or even just freeing up your mind space so that you don't have to be thinking about these things all hours of the night when you're trying to spend some time and be present with your family. Now, some of those tasks can be taken by a virtual assistant versus making an in-person hire. And that's fine, because it's less about the how and more about the what. Now, before I head into our video on staff feedback loops, there's one critical mistake to avoid. Just because you offloaded some roles, don't think that you're going to be giving away your afternoons and nights to just go sit on the couch and veg and watch Netflix. If you're still in the beginning phases of your business and you personally are not making the amount of money that you need and want to be making, or your business is still dependent on you to do a large portion of the growth and operations, then that time needs to be reinvested back into the business in higher valued stuff, specifically sales and marketing tasks, because these are tasks that are directly related to generating revenue, which is what your business needs. So the trick is, don't go back to working in your business, and also don't go back to throwing your time completely out the window and resorting to unproductive or unfocused quote unquote work. If you keep reinvesting your time and continuing to move yourself up that freedom ladder, you're going to hit a sweet spot in your business where the income coming in is where you need it to be, and you've also regained some time in your life to afford you the freedom of time, aka choice, because that's what it means. You ultimately have a choice now what you do with that time. And it means that you can be like Vanessa, who ends her work workday at 2 p.m. at her dance studio, heads to pick up her kids from school, and she doesn't do anything related to her business for the rest of the night until she returns to work the next day. Or Carrie, who takes the entire summer off from her virtual assistant agency for gym owners, all to be with her kids, and her business continues to operate and grow without her having to be involved in any of the processes. And me personally, the Freedom Ladder enables me to pick up a plane ticket whenever I want and head anywhere in the world on any day of the week because I have that freedom of choice to be able to do that. But it didn't always start that way. That type of freedom is only achieved when you build your business to support your perfect day. And I know your perfect day doesn't revolve around being forced to work in your business. If you want the complete system that follows how to hire new teammates, how to successfully onboard VAs into your business, and how to set this business up to operate completely without you being involved in the day-to-day operations, just head on to my socials. My Instagram is linked below, and just DM me the word 99 and I'll get you set up with our CEO Clubhouse mentorship program. But for now, let's take your Freedom Ladder and we're going to use it to onboard some rockstar team members to help keep this business running while you step back and use your time flexibility to do whatever the heck it is you want to be doing. So we're going to talk through staff feedback loops in the next video, which you can just click through down below in the description and head to that last video of our 5-part mini series.